Anyways, hey guys, welcome back to the No Bueno Podcast. How are you guys doing? I hope you're doing well. If you're new here, hi, I'm Clay. And if you're a returner, hi, glad to see you again. Basically, I've been gone for 3 months, almost 4. And I've been seeing my subscriber count go down, and I'm like, okay, I need to keep my lights on, so we're back to posting. So anyways, we're going to be talking about what I've been going through lately, and just a situationship that, like, low-key, it's hard to explain, but to be honest, we need to take a drink. Okay, today's episode is going to be, like, on emotional intelligence, I would say. So I like to say that I'm pretty smart. I tried taking an emotional intelligence quiz earlier this week just to see, like, where I stood, but turns out I had to pay for my results, so I'm just going to go based off of what I know. So I think I'm very in tuned and, like, aware of my emotional intelligence and what kind of like empathy that I need from other people, or I know when the mood is bad, I know how to, like, make people feel comfortable. Like, I'm not gonna, like, sit and, like, watch someone cry without, like, helping them, or if someone's going through something, I know to help them. So, and then I just realized that there are some people who just physically don't know how to respond to any situation, so, like, have no situational awareness of anything or know how to handle it. It's pretty easy to face or put on a face of that you know how to do it, but in actuality you have no idea. So anyways, so let's go from the way back. So starting this semester, I was extremely locked in. I was focused, I was prepared, I had the note cards, the grid paper, I was ready. I bought a new set of fucking pens because that's how fucking serious I was to passing. Anyways, I had everything, like, locked down, and I was just ready to be an academic weapon, be, like, the fucking Einstein leveled type smartness. But turns out, in the beginning of January, I started talking to somebody, and I feel like, like, Cassie from Euphoria, and how she, like, all she wants is, like the same feeling from a man, that she's like, I don't get it. Okay, she's just trying to be loved by a man, and she'll do anything what it takes to be loved by someone. That's kind of me. So it's like, at first I'd be like, oh, I'm so better off, but then when someone throws herself at me, I drop everything, and then I ended up, like, focusing my attention directly on an individual, which is really bad. Like, I need to, well, also because my fraternity got suspended, so that one outweigh of socials and talking to people is not necessarily as accessible to me anymore. Like, we literally can't do anything. Also, I've been trying not to go out to the bar. I had an 82-day streak of not going to the bar, which started, I think it was January 6th, and I recently broke it because I needed a fucking drink. But there was that. So I didn't go out. I didn't go to parties. I didn't go to social events, no have no fraternity events going on. Like, I was strictly, like, cold meat. Also, like, I've been sober from weed for almost 7 months. So around 7 months. So I don't have any gateway right now. To me, it's just me, my own personal thoughts, and a textbook. So like, the buzz balls on the weekend, but, like, that's something in itself. But, like, I've been very on an island, I would say. So I've been very, like, to myself. And then when an individual throws herself at me, I, like, became full focused on this, like, very hyper focused on somebody who I, like, just met. Like I've been Instagram friends for them for, like, a minute, probably, like, 2 years or something like that on Instagram, and I don't know. To me, I just never had any attraction to them, essentially. And then, lo and behold, on, like, January, they were like, oh my god, like, I need help dyeing my hair, like, can you, like, come over and help me because you do your hair all the time? And I was like, yeah, no problem. Like, because also, like, what he was dyeing was the back part of his hair, so I was like, sure. Went over, and there was, like, kind of some energy at the time, but, like, I didn't think anything of it. I thought it was just like, oh, I need a friend, I just need someone to come dye my hair. I was like, no problem. After that, it kind of ended like that, and then the next day, he was like, hey, like, there's, like, a drone show, like, would you like to accompany me or whatever, or something like that. And I didn't really read into it too much, but I was asking my friends for help, and I was like, is this a date, or is this, like, a hangout? And everyone's like, it's a date. I still, like, was, like, oblivious, and I didn't really pay that much attention because I had no physical attraction to this individual, or not physical attraction, but I just didn't have, like, an attraction towards them. I never, like, was like, oh, like, okay, like, let me try out. Anyways, so how this started is that after the drone show, this is like probably a few days after we started talking. And then after that, we had like a sleepover, I feel like a few days after that. So like we were still feeling out the vibes of it. But yeah, so I think like, actually we did have like our first kiss like after the drone show. And then we started like talking. Okay, now we're all caught up. Anyways, so there was that. And then, you know, we just started hanging out here and there and didn't think anything serious. And then I think like the first night he slept over, he was like, so like what are we, like in my head I was like friends, like because it's like we never like really genuinely talked like that. So it's like, what do you mean? And then he's like, well, do you want to be exclusive? And I think this is like less than 2 weeks of knowing each other. And I was like sure, like I'm focused on passing school and doing what I need to do, so I don't think it really matters about like you be entering my life right now. So anyways, as we begin to talk a little bit more, I was becoming a little bit more focused on this individual, and I started texting them. Okay, I'm like off the bat, I will say like communication is like one of the biggest things for me. So because backstory, my last relationship ended because of shitty communication, and I feel like had he specified exactly how he was feeling in the moment and what he was thinking instead of leading me along, we wouldn't have ended so poorly. So that was basically like what happened. And he was also like a firefighter. He was a really like rich guy from Miami, so it's like I got like the Miami treatment and literally fucking hate Miami men. Lo and behold, I got sent another Miami man. And then as we started talking, everything's became a little bit more serious. And then we eventually like sat each other down because I think it was like there was a point to where it was like, okay, like if you want to talk to me and you want to be exclusive, like you gotta try a little harder, essentially. So basically, like I told him what happened with my previous relationship, and I was like, listen, I think I was literally crying to him because I was like, don't want to be led on again or be, you know, have somebody tell me that they'd rather be alone and then talk to me, or like not have good communication in this relationship. I was like, that's not what I'm going down. That's not what I want. That's not what I want in this relationship. I really respect you as a human, an individual, and a human being, and I like appreciate everything that you do for like yourself, and you are a very like well-rounded person. So I thought. So I expressed these feelings towards him, and you'd think after you express your feelings, they would kind of learn or pick up or something like that, or be a little bit more emotionally intelligent and be like, oh, like, I'm not feeling this out. Like, I'm not necessarily, like, I get what you're trying to say, but right now, I'm not in that headspace to be thinking that. This was, like, the midway point of us having this conversation, because it's, like, in my head, 3-month rule is, like, what it is, but, like, for this individual, I was, like, trying so hard not to have that 3-month rule. I had, a talk with my friend Jill, and then we were talking about this, and I was, like, listen, like, don't like expect too much out of this, and you know, just be very patient with it. I tried being genuinely patient with it, but there's a certain fine line where it becomes like disrespectful at that one point. And it's like, I get it, we're in college and it's like people can do whatever the fuck, but it's like I'm still a human being, and my personal saying is that I wouldn't do it to you, so why would you do it to me? And that's basically like what I'm trying to go off. So I definitely like, even so, it's like, I'm not even asking for that much. I'm not asking you every single fucking second, like, where are you? Like, what are you doing? Like, who are you with? Like, I really genuinely don't really give a fuck. So I was just more texting, like, how was your day? Like, what are you up to? You know, like, I think, like, one turning point for me, too, is that, like, I kind of felt like shit is because I would be like, hey, like, want to go on a date Saturday? And then he would low-key jump to a different subject, or not even be like, hey, I can't make it Saturday, like, can we do Sunday? So there was never a follow-up. It was like, I just can't go. That was kind of like, damn, like, I might as well go fuck myself. And that happened like a few times, and I was just trying to figure things out. And then it's just like me texting you, but then, okay, he naps like a lot, and that's kind of not really like my problem or anything. But it's like, if you're gonna go on a nap for like hours, just be like, oh, like, hey, gonna be gone for a minute. no problem. Like, I literally don't care. But it's like sometimes I'd be left on red for like hours and I'd be like, okay, like, damn, did I do something? But I'm also someone who reads into something a little bit too more serious than it needs to be that serious, because it's like at the end of the day, like, he's asleep, it's not that fucking deep. Also, I never had the feeling that he was cheating on me. I don't think he was a type, and I low-key made the joke that like he would cheat on me, and he got really upset, so I never made a cheating joke like that again, because it's like, I respect you, like, you know, like, I'm not gonna make those jokes if you don't like it. So there was that. So I genuinely tried putting my best foot forward. We introduced each other to our friends, and everything was like going pretty fine. And then I didn't, like, I don't know, it was just going pretty fine, pretty smooth. But then other than the other sort, like, not getting talked to, or if he was busy, like, I knew, like, okay, like, I think he's a fraternity president. I think he's the president of a fraternity is what I meant to say. So he's like really busy. It's not like he has all this free time on his hands. Like, I would be very busy with my fraternity stuff, but I would still find a way to text you when I'm in the middle of like a parking lot or the woods or something like that. Like, I would find the time to make this work. And even like my other friends who are in their Greek life, we would all make something work, even if we were talking to somebody. Like, there are sometimes like during events where it's not that serious and you can literally just like be on your phone. And the fact that like I did even have like a slight second, not saying you have to give me your whole time, like a slight second to just update or anything of the sort, the fact that I couldn't get that, I felt like kind of shit, because if I could do it. I know the process, I know the time that it takes. Like, I also coached my fraternity's dance team for a sorority event one time, but then like participated 2 other times, like 3 times actually. So like 4 times I've been super dedicated for teaching guys how to dance, let alone my own like dancing in certain competitions or like being like focused on the pledging process. It's like, I know the effort that it takes to do any of this stuff. I know how mentally draining it can be, but sometimes you can still like find your own spare time in between to let something happen. So anyways, after that, that's like basic stuff. So it's like, I'm not like saying like what he did was like okay, or well, no, like what he did was like not okay, but I'm saying that like I know the circumstances that he's underneath, so it's like it's genuinely not that serious. Anyways, going further from that, one night is when we were talking and I was like, hey, like it was in the beginning of like I think last week, and he was going on a boys trip, and yeah, I was just like, okay, like that's fine, like have fun. And then he's like, yeah, I would like love to see you and just let me know. Like, and I was like, okay, fine, like I need help with an assignment on Friday, like hope you can be there. And that's when we could see each other because you leave on Saturday for your event. And then Friday comes for that assignment, and he tells me 4 minutes before I need to go into this assignment that he can't come. So it's like, what the fuck? And I know he's been having car problems all week. So I was like, listen, if you're having car problems and you need to go somewhere, like, let me know. Like, I got you. Like, I've been, like, fully shifting my attention towards something for no result. And that's, like, a common theme here. And it's like, I've been trying so hard to make something work and put in the effort towards something and physically understand. But it's like, there's no like understanding on his side. Like, there was never a point to where he was like, oh, like I get it, like let me help you, like let me like reciprocate the same energy back. I never really got that. And it's not saying that like it was a piece of shit like experience this entire time. Like, there were really good times, weeks, like few days that like it was actually like peaceful, you know, talking to him, and like I enjoyed being around him. But then sometimes there would just be, I feel like low-key shit, but I would just put it to the side and I'd be like, okay, we're not at like the relationship level, like what am I tweaking about? So I tried like lowering back a few things, like a few times, but then at the same time, my own personal well-being, I know damn well, like, what the fuck am I putting up with this for? If it's going on now, it's going to continue more in the relationship. Emotional intelligence. So then I was like, okay, like I think like this is like in my head, I knew there was a shift in the vibe of him not caring anymore and like not really trying to see me as much. It's like I even told him, I was like, hey, I think there's been a vibe shift. And he's like, no, there's not been a vibe shift. I think like I think we're pretty okay. Like word for word, he was like, we're pretty okay. Like, there's not a vibe shift. There was a vibe shift. So am I wrong? No, I'm never wrong. I'm just kidding. But like, so yeah, that's basically what was going on. And then since he canceled, he was busy packing. and, you know, just getting ready for his boys trip. And I completely understand. I texted him, I was like, hey, do you want to hang out? Like, is there ever a chance that I'm going to see you tonight? Or am I, like, SOL or something like that? He left me on red. I actually, like, wanted to physically, like, punch myself and throw myself in a wall, because it's like, what the fuck? Like, I sat you down for this conversation, and I know, like, what's going on. I know, like, how you're feeling. You're just not reciprocating it. So, here's we are right now. Let me go get the iPad. I actually, not gonna lie, I deleted the message because I was so embarrassed, because I was like, oh my god, I don't know what I said to him. I feel embarrassed that I stuck up for myself, but I don't know. I was 4 buzzballs in and stressing my feelings. So, I guess I'll see you whenever it's convenient for you. Loki over this half-ass effort. He said, not like that. I just showered and moved my laundry. And then I said, no, that's not even the point. There's just no effort, and I'm tired, Brandon. I don't know how to respond. He said, I don't know how to respond. I'm sorry. I know the energy has been off, and I'm sorry. I just don't want to keep making you feel unloved, but it's just been life spinning crazy. I told you from the start, we are both in Greek life. I completely understand the effort that it takes to teach men how to fucking dance. Like, okay, well, his dancing is, like, more of, like, an actual, like, part of their fraternity. I'm like, we're dancing to fucking Katy Perry. But it is hard teaching 32 straight men how to fucking twerk, okay? I get it. They're not twerking. But, like, anyway, so I get it. Like, I was very understanding and very patient, I would say, because I've been talking to my friends this whole entire time, and they're like, Clay, you have some of the strongest patience, because I would not put up for this shit. But I was so trying to be, like, for him, and, like, very comfortable for them. I try to make him feel as comfortable as possible in this entire relationship, and there comes to a point to where it's like, how much comfortability do I need to give you before it's like I'm being taken advantage of completely? And it's like, not in a bad way, but it's like, I genuinely care for this kid 100%, and I was willing to do whatever it took to make it work. And here it goes, because I was so tired of this effort, because it's like, if he's not willing to put in the same effort, then what the fuck am I doing? Anyways, I said, I don't know how to respond either. I'm just upset. I've been putting in this effort into something that I believe from you. Listen, this whole conspiracy of how this whole relationship happened was because of, like, he was like, let's hang out, like, let's do this stuff. Started inviting me and started making me think, like, oh, he likes me. I think I should give him a shot. Never talked to him in my life. We had been friends for the longest time. But I was like, fine. Like, if he's really, like, wants to try this and be exclusive, I will do my best and reciprocate the same energy. Anyways, I completely understand you're busy with so many things you're involved in, but the communication or lack thereof annoys me. I low-key distance myself to see what you do. You'd never ask, when can I see you next? You've had a few openings to do so, or when can we go on a date again? But none of that has happened, and it just makes me upset that the same energy isn't being reciprocated. Listen, I respect you and love you as a person. However, not being given the same feelings back makes me question my judgment of, well, damn, maybe I was wrong about how I felt, or about how he felt. So I'm exhausted at this point. And he said, I respect and love you as a person too. I just don't know where I'm at with everything at the moment. Not gonna lie. And I'm not gonna lie either. So I said, I wish you would have told me the truth sooner. I don't think I have the emotional capacity to be let out again. I've been so understanding with every circumstance given, as well as put my own personal best foot forward to show you how much I care, but it's just never enough. I'm just upset you were never man enough to tell me what you were actually thinking from the start. I'm not upset with how things played out, or I'm not disappointed because I'm not upset with how things played out. I'm just disappointed because I cared for you so much compared to how many other people wouldn't have. I just don't know what would be enough for you to matter to you. So, like, I'm laying it out on him, because it's like, I genuinely tried my best to make something work, and it's just not fucking working. Anyways, Clay, it's not like that. I'm just trying to get in the headspace for something serious, but I'm not there yet. I'm not trying to be distant or aloof, and I'm sorry we haven't hung out recently. I have a lot of love for you as a person. I said, here's, like, I think when the 4 buzzballs kicked in, but, like, at this point, drunk thoughts are sober thoughts. So I said, You absolutely wasted my time. You know, I genuinely cared about you, and all my friends knew I'd do anything for you. However, to know it was literally never ever going to be reciprocated the same way, let alone the feelings were in the right place, I feel absolutely so dumb for believing anything you said to me. I genuinely wish you told me what you were actually feeling before you wasted my time and my love. To be absolutely so real, I was functioning beyond perfect without you in my life. I was focused and ready to pass all my classes, but you came along, and I focused my attention on you for absolutely no result, and I feel beyond ridiculous. I just have no thoughts at this point. Which was true. I was so locked in with this semester and ready to pass all my classes, and I didn't even have him on my radar until he came into my life, and I was like, you know what, maybe I will give it a shot. Anyways. Don't think I led you on the entire time. It was just something that developed later on as we talked. I don't know, I still have a lot of love for you. I did not catch this the first time. The first time I was like, oh, like, whatever. Let's read it one more time. He said, don't think I led you on the entire time. It was just something that developed later on as we talked. He admitted that he literally led me on for, like, the half end of it. Like, when I told you I knew there was a vibe shift and how everybody was feeling, that's when it probably started. Because at first, like, it was like I forgot what it's called, like love bombing or kind of something of the sort, to where you're just like in the honeymoon phase, I guess. And then there's like a part where it becomes reality and you're like, okay, like, fuck, like, do I really want this? Do I want to put in the effort towards somebody? Do I like hanging out with them or something like that? There are a lot of feelings that I'm not going to blame him for, that it's like, that it's just natural and people actually go through it all the time. But it's like, the fact that he wasn't a man enough to tell me this from the start and would rather just leave me on than actually tell me from the start is so embarrassing. It's humiliating, and it's like, what the fuck? Like, it's like the biggest, like, fuck you to your face to me personally, because it's like you're messing with somebody's feelings. Like, if I felt the same way, I would let you know. I think I even told a guy, like, one time, I was like, hey, he was a kleptomaniac, but I was like, hey, like, I physically don't think I could tell myself that I love you. But it, like, that, as harsh that was, it was real. And I told him it because it's like, that's how I was feeling. But people deserve not to get led on or get their feelings dragged out because you feel a certain way, or because you just don't want to emotionally go through that. But it's worth going on from that. He said, maybe talking in person would be easier for us to understand. I told you what I feared and what would happen, and I'm living the same nightmare again. I just wish communication was better overall. I just wanted you to care the same way that I did. So that's how I personally ended things. So we can read his part. I shit you not, I think it's ChatGPT. It may not be ChatGPT, but the way that it's worded, damn. And also, it was like, 2 a.m.? I don't think he was putting in his best emotion, because he wasn't the entire time. So I don't think he written it, but it's okay. So, look, Clay, I did care about you, and I would genuinely like to talk to you in person. It's hard for me to truly convey how I feel over text. I know you put in the effort, and I do appreciate that as a person. I don't think I'm ready to commit yet. Part of me is scared to settle down because I've been hurt before. I've gotten to know you over the last 3 months, and I've enjoyed all the time I've spent with you. And I don't want you to think it was all for nothing, because I do care about you. I do like you, but I also need time to come to terms with how I feel. Part of me says yes, but there part of me says I'm scared to commit because I've been hurt before. I know I've been a little distant, but that's partly because I don't want to get hurt again. So it's like him stating that he basically does not want to be with me because he is scared he is going to get hurt. Well, you know what that could have been solved with is reassurance that I could have gave to him about how loyal I was to him, and if he was genuinely concerned with about him getting hurt again, he could have talked to me about that. He knew that I liked him, not loved. He knew that I liked him a lot and had a lot of feelings for him. I have a lot of respect for him. I had a lot of respect for him, and I was willing to do my best. I was giving him comfortability the entire time, and I wasn't talking to any guys. I literally cut everybody off as we started being more serious. So I fully gave him everything, a part of me, for him to put in half-ass effort, and then me go over this, and then him be like, oh, I'm scared to get hurt because I've been distant lately, but you could have had all that solved if you asked for the reassurance that I was willing to give you. So I talked to so many of my friends about this, and this is low-key so ridiculous, but it's I don't know. So anyways, I just ended with I understand the next day because I just simply did not, like, I literally went to bed. I was just so fucking over it. And then, then the next few days, I texted him. I said, hey, I dropped your cooler and your charger off at the door. See you around, with a, like, piece, like, with the heart, the kind of thing. And he said, I'll give you your sweater soon, but I never got back the fucking sweater. So anyways, that is the end of that chapter. But basically, that is what I've been going through and everything that's been happening recently. Other than that, calculus and organic chemistry, that was such a fast jump, are kicking my ass. But I feel like I'm doing pretty okay right now. I'm like in the yellow zone of passing, and I just need to get back into the green zone. So anyways, other than that, that's basically what I've been up to. I've been pretty fucking patient, I would say. So other than that, I haven't talked to this individual in a minute. I mean, it's been, like, still very fresh, but I've fully processed this situation, and I know my emotional intelligence and what I feel and what I think needed, what I need as a human being for a relationship to work. I am not going to put up for someone who doesn't know what they want necessarily, and that's not fair to me because I know what I want, and I was there to give all the reassurance that this person needed to feel comfortable in a relationship, and they just never initiated anything to get that. And it's like, I provided it as much as I could, but, like, at the same time, like, you can only help people so much before it's like there's no, like, help. But so yeah, that's basically what I've been up to. I'm gonna leave out a little bit of information because I'm still cooking behind scene. Just because one laugh does not mean this is completely over for me, because I am focusing back on school, but I am still moving. You know, the world is going to move on with or without you, so you can either dwell in the moment forever or progress forward to, you know, be better. Anyways, so I'm actually going to be dyeing my hair black today. I love how that's how I'm going to be, like, ending the video is like, I'm going to be dyeing my hair black because I want an emotional change. No, it's like my hair is, like, it's blonde right now, but, like, it's, like, I feel like it's starting to, like, not look really good anymore. I feel like it's starting to look kind of bad, and I don't really want my hair to be, like, gross right now. Like, I feel like it's in a gross state because it's, like, blonde. You can tell, like, when it's thinned out in certain areas, but we're going to be fixing that. I'm going to be dyeing my hair red first, just because it needs a base for the black hair to stick to, and then I'll be dyeing it black. I am super excited. I cannot wait, and I know my mom's going to be so happy when I dye my hair. I feel like I'm missing a lot out on the story. I just wanted to go over the lesson of emotional intelligence, because I feel like if you are going to get into a relationship, like, that is, you need to be aware of what you need and what you want in the first place, and you and your partner need to be able to talk about that and have those feelings. And if it doesn't get reciprocated, it's only going to end badly. And yeah, that's all I wanted to talk to you guys about. I feel like I just needed to vent to somebody, which is going to be online, I guess, instead of talking to my friends. But I did talk to my friends about it, and everything that I'm feeling is valid, but also at the same time, he is allowed to feel how he's feeling. I'm not going to hate on him. I will never talk badly about him, and I wish him nothing but the best. And I hope he finds someone who will give him that reassurance, because after everything that I've been through, I'm exhausted. But I also know my own personal needs and what I am looking for. So if that wasn't going to be with him, I know there are plenty of other fish in the sea. And yeah, so I'm not too sad. I am quite frankly over it. I'm just more pissed about the time that is gone, but who cares? So yeah, that just wanted to talk to you guys about that. I'm going to keep this episode very short, but that's basically my latest situationship that I'm airing out on the internet. But you know, you live and you learn. And if you're watching this, guys, don't ever do it to somebody. Don't waste your time. Don't do that. Mwah, stay fresh. Anyways, I will talk to you guys later, and I'm going to have black hair next time you see me. Bye, guys.